Hey guys, welcome back. So I am introducing a new car to the channel, but if you are on my Instagram, you definitely recognize this car. This has been my fun Midwest track day car. When I come to visit John and we go into track day stuff, I take this and he takes his spec Miata and we have a great time. I absolutely love this car. It's pretty much a stock NA, still has the open diff. It's on retired spec Miata suspension and it's fabulous. I'm holding on to that open diff for as long as possible because spec Miata rear ends are not cheap. So I'm going to take advantage of the open diff for as long as I have it, and then eventually we'll swap to the 4.3. But this car's been absolutely wonderful and it is pretty much completely stock. So do expect some videos fairly soon, changing this car up a little bit, getting it more suited to me, and getting it some upgrades. Very exciting. Love this car. But right now we are looking for a coolant leak. Last time I drove it, it slipped the cooling belt and may or may not have a slight leak now. So I'm gonna try and see and confirm either we have a leak or we don't, and then do an oil change, flush the trans and diff, and then we are headed to a track day. So let's get working on this thing. Okay, first step is gonna be to get the water flowing through the system so we can find the leak. So I'm just letting it warm up and giving it a second. I'll be honest, this coolant is immediately turning a disgusting color, but an upgraded radiator is in this car's future, as well as some other upgrades, so keep an eye out for that. Looks like we need to do a valve cover gasket on this thing, so that'll be in the future here. Maybe getting this valve cover powder coated. I really love the red of this car, so I'm thinking maybe like a sparkly red or like a black with red flake in it or something like that. I don't know, I'll have to look at my options. Or you could always do the classic Juliet and do the prismatic universe, which is the super sparkly one that I have on the S2000. So you never know. Hopefully I'll be bringing this thing home soon and give it a nice wash and wax and get it shiny, because like, look at how good this fender looks. I need the rest of her to look this way. She's a pretty clean example. I mean, this fender has seen a thing, but don't worry about that. The bumpers have also seen some bump drafting, but don't worry about that. But she's a pretty clean example. She is just neglected most of the time because I can only do anything with it when I would come to visit. So now that I'm finally here, I can actually properly take care of this. That's what I spilled, not what it's leaking, I promise. Okay, so I believe it's that hose that's leaking, either at this connection or that one, because this is the hose that we had a problem with at the last event. But I'm not seeing anything in the car. It's definitely warm. We're starting to get some very disgusting coolant coming up. This is going to be flushed, but it's starting to bleed, so everything's definitely open. Gonna see if these fans work. But as of right now, I'm really at a loss. The only reason why I even think there's a leak is because last time I came to see this car, like maybe 2 months ago, there was no coolant in the system and the car overheated, and that was very out of the blue because last time I drove it, it had no issues, drove all day on track, didn't overheat, didn't have a problem. We let it sit idling. I drive this thing to and from the track and it had no issue. So very confused where that came from, very left field. So I'm hoping that I can figure it out now. I'm gonna play with it, put it under some load, and see if maybe this is a problem that arises when the car has some load to it. I don't know, just trying things. Okay, well I thought this thing had a leak, but I can't find a leak, and coolant's definitely flowing everywhere. It's not overheated. Okay, so I just flushed some water through here, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the distilled water in and re-bleed it. Currently working on bleeding this car. And even though I flushed the radiator, you really can't tell. So I think it's just time for a new radiator anyways. So, oh well. But at least this will work for now. Okay, now I'm getting under here to do the transmission and then the diff, starting with the fill plug to make sure that opens because there's no point draining it if you can't fill it. So I'm gonna start with that. So this is what I just scraped off the plug. The chunks are a little alarming, I won't lie. Okay, it's really dark. It's 9 o'clock at night, but I did just get the transmission done, so I'm gonna try and quickly get the diff done. I don't know that any footage is really gonna turn out from this because of how dark it is, so I'm just gonna try and knock it out real quick. We'll find out if there's footage. Okay, you guys already know what's up. Valvoline, my favorite. Ooh, ooh. This is John's spec Miata. I'll get some more footage of it tomorrow, but I just thought I'd show you it tonight. I think we're gonna do a quick oil change on this and then head to the track.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight.
Okay, the cars have made it to Gingerman, as well as the NC, featuring some random spec Miata, ironically. So I think we're gonna wash this thing because it's disgusting, and then it should be good to go tomorrow. Though there's literally an entire bush inside the car because of the soft top, I will say this is the one perk. I love doing this where we throw the gas cans on the back. I just love that it matches with the red. I don't know, I'm really into the red on this car, which is kind of abnormal for me, but I love doing this. But I mean, this thing is gonna look real good with a hard top, which will only be a red one, of course. Yeah, like I said, an entire tree is in here, bush is in here. The top has a rip, so it just loves to suck in everything from the outside. So I'm gonna clean this thing up. Okay, so coming to clean the wheels, coming to wash the car, but look at how much better it looks already, and I haven't even washed the exterior. It looks wonderful. I literally went to Walmart and bought a vacuum and a steam cleaner just to do this, so much happier with that. I don't know what John and I are gonna do when we can have a hardtop and can't keep putting stuff on the roll bar in the back. But let's wash this car and then we will be all set for the track day. Okay, this is literally probably the cleanest I have ever seen the car, period. It looks so good. So it's vacuumed, it's steam cleaned, it's washed. I even did all of the door jambs. I did in the crevices here. I opened up the trunk, I did the hood, I did a little bit of the engine bay. This is probably the cleanest I have ever seen this car, so I'm really stoked on that, and it's really inspiring me to go ahead and do a nice wax and paint correction on this thing. It's not perfect and it's missing some of the clear coat because that's what happens after being 30-something years old, but you know what? If it can bring it back even a little bit, I'll be stoked. Alright, the Miatas are ready to go, and that is going to be a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed track prep and seeing the new car and hearing some of the ideas of things I want to do to this thing. That is a wrap. Peace out, and I will catch you in the next one.